Geek Vape is back, boys and girls, with a new RDA called the Peerless. And guess what? This Chuck-a-lucker's only $23.95. Cheap! Right now I'm rocking the black Peerless on this Wismec Predator 228. I've got a 0.15 ohm dual fuse Clapton. I'm vaping her 65 watts and I got the airflow wide open. Here we go. Flavor on point, vapor as you guys saw on point, and the airflow to me wide open. This is on point. Now it's not for the airflow hogs, but again here it is wide open. You get plenty of it. It's plenty for me. She's a 24mm dripper. It's got a gold-plated, innovative split-post deck system that can easily accommodate your smaller builds, your bigger builds, your single coils, and your dual coils. Like I said, this thing has got a split-post deck system, so you can just drop your juice in there, blah, 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 all damn day. Never have to worry about over-dripping. It's just easy. I mean, I'm just gushed it in there. Good to go, ready to vape, baby. She's got direct adjustable airflow, and the airflow is staggered. You got 9 holes on each side. Just grab a hold of this acrylic chuff cap, twist it, turn it, and you'll see this in the close-ups. Easy peasy, what a sleazy. Comes with an extra chuff cap, also a whitish bore Delrin drip tip, which is kind of like a Goon style drip tip, but not. Your Goon drip tips won't be compatible. That may be a con to you. You get this acrylic chuff cap. It's acrylic at the top and then aluminum at the bottom. Again, the deck section is gold plated, and I am just in love with this deck section. I give props to Geek Vape for making this. I haven't seen anything like it. Really, really innovative, and I love how it's split in the middle so you can just blat your juice, man. I think this is a winner. But this thing also comes in a multitude of color options. You got magenta, you got black, you got blue, you got gold, a lot of color options, which is a pro. Now there are cons to this. Before I go over the cons for this Chuckster, I'm gonna dive down, show you this thing up close and personal. We'll come back, I'll go over those cons, and I'll let you know if I lost this bad boy today, but I'll go out tomorrow and buy one, yeah? So check it out, here's the final packaging for this Peerless RDA by Geek Vape. And of course, inside the packaging, as you guys just saw, you're going to receive your Peerless RDA. Also comes with this extra chuff cap, a Delrin Goon style drip tip. You receive extra O-rings. Now the blue Peerless RDA that I received came with these heat-treated hex screws. And the black Peerless RDA that I received came with the same style hex screws, but they're stainless steel. The blue Peerless RDA that I received came with a gold-plated squonk pin. And the black Peerless RDA that I received came with a stainless steel squonk pin. This kit also came with a Geek Vape standard tri-tool. And last but not least, included is a Peerless RDA user manual. The Peerless RDA is 24mm in width and she's 32.5mm in length. At the base of this device, you have a protruding gold-plated 510 pin. Threads are nice and smooth. It says Peerless and it says designed by Geek Vape, and you have a flathead screw which keeps the negative connection secure. Now here's the chuff cap that came with the blue one. It is aluminum and it is acrylic, not Ultem, acrylic, and it is 510 drip tip compatible. And here's a Delrin standard 510 drip tip, and it does fit. It is a little bit loose, but it fits. It seems like the stem is not long enough, okay? It's not long enough to be totally secure, and that may be a con to some of you guys. You got 2 slanted slots that are parallel for your dual coil builds, and you have a single slanted slot that's blocked off on this side for your single coil builds. And it does have a conical thing going on in here to enhance the flavor and smooth out the airflow. And I also want to point this out. This may be a con to some of you vapors out there, but the notches, they are sharp on this chuff cap, whether you're using the black one or the blue one or the magenta one. I think they need to be smoothed out just a little bit. That's just my opinion. And here's the blue aluminum barrel that came with the blue RDA, Peerless RDA. You got 9 staggered slots on one side, 9 staggered slots on the other, and it's easy. All you got to do is just line up the slots with the slots and then use this chuff cap to adjust the airflow. Look at that. Closed off on one side, open on this side, that's single coil, and if you turn it, that opens it up on both sides. And of course, whatever you adjust on this side is going to be the exact same as on this side. And here's the black barrel and the black chuff cap that comes with the acrylic top cap. Same thing, aluminum, acrylic. It is very inexpensive to make. It's cheap. That's why the price point's like, what, $10, $15 lower than any other RDA out there that Geek Vape makes, any other RTA that Geek Vape makes, because it's aluminum. Anodized aluminum, super affordable, super inexpensive. Some of you guys may love that. For me, I wish it was stainless steel. I would pay an extra $10, $15 for it if it were stainless steel. But all this is going to be subjective, and at least they offer this option. Maybe Geek Vape can offer a stainless steel version in the future. Geek Vape talking to you. But yeah, this works the exact same way. The black, the magenta, the blue, whichever color option you go with for the Peerless RDA. Now onto the deck section, and first thing I got to show you guys is how many lead slots there are in the positive and the negative connection. I mean, it is crazy. You got a total of 8 lead slots. You got these 4 slots up top, 4 slots up here, 4 slots down here. You can utilize all these slots for different type of builds. You could use the 4 slots up here, the small slots for your nano builds, your micro builds, your smaller fused Claptons. You can utilize these big slots down here for your medium-sized builds. Use the inner slots for your medium-sized builds, the outer and the inner for your bigger builds. Sky is a limit with this deck section. Let me show you some examples. The first build I'm going to show you guys is this dual fused Clapton build, a small fused Clapton, 5 wraps each around a 2mm bit, and you got 1 coil on one side and then you got 1 coil on the other. Again, using these 2 small slots, and these nuts right here are these hex screws. They're big hex screws, big up top and then they pin down at the bottom. Let me show you. Big up top and then they pin down at the bottom. And that section of each center screw is pinning all 4 leads on each side, pinning each lead down like this. Now here's another build that I've been rocking. This is a medium-sized fused Clapton utilizing the center slots. Got both the leads that are on top of each other, laying on top of each other. And look at that. The screw, you see how it pins down at the bottom? That pin pins down those leads. Or you can pop your bigger builds in here, your staggered, stable, fused Clapton type builds, just like this one from the man himself, Squid Dude. So I'm utilizing the outer slot on this side with the inner slot on this side, the outer slot on this side, the inner slot on this side. This is probably the easiest way to build for this RDA, in my opinion, for my style of building at least. I'm used to my Pharaoh deck, which is the easiest build deck in the world, and in even Velocity style decks. But builds like this just don't go well with Velocity style decks. A device like this is meant for builds like this. A device like this is meant for builds like this, your medium-sized builds, or for builds like this, even your smaller builds. That's the beauty of this RDA. You get all of that with this. So yeah, this is a monster build. I mean, she's reading at 0.1 ohm. Now back to just the deck section without any build in there. You've got your positive connection, hence the peak insulator around that. Then you got your negative connection right here, okay? And then you got your flathead screw, which keeps that negative connection secure. In the center, look at that squonk pin. Comes with a squonk pin. Huge pro. I did not mention the FaceTime. And look at that. Squonk, squonk, squonk. Squirt, squirt, squirt. I'm not really a big squonker, but I just wanted to pop that in there just to show you squonkers out there. Now, it does sit a little high. That may be a con to you guys, maybe a pro to some of you guys, but at least it comes with a squonk pin. Look how deep this juice well is. Holy freaking cannoli, 9mm. This is the deepest juice well I've seen on an RDA. You can hold a ton, a buttload of juice, a buttload of cotton in there. And look at that. On this side, you got a little channel down there. Channel on that side, channel on that side. And that's for juice to travel from one side to the other. Another big pro. Dual O-ring on the deck lip. Now here's another Peerless RDA deck that I've been using for about a week, and I want to show you this. Look, the gold plating is already starting to come off at the base. That is definitely a con. Already starting to rub off, flake off. Now the good news is it's not flaking off anywhere else. Not having any issues anywhere else. It's just the base. And there's a close-up view for you. And here's another deck that I just pulled out of the package, have not even used, and over here in the corner at the base, it's already starting to flake off, starting to come off, that gold plating. And of course, here's a close-up view for you right in that corner. So I got her wicked up. Now it's time to juice her up. I already juiced her up just a little bit, but I'm going to show you how much you can juice this up, because look at the space in between each post. You can just blat your juice on there. That's what I love about this device. And you got those channels down there, that one channel where the juice can travel from one side to the other with ease. You can just drop the juice. Look at all that juice. Look at that. Look how much juice this sucker holds. Crazy. And it's still not completely saturated. It could use more juice. This thing is just, it's a beast for an RDA as far as how much juice it holds, as far as how much room you got to build on, as far as how many types of builds you could pop in here. It's awesome. But that gold-plated flaking crap ain't good. Line up the slots once you juiced her up. Oh yeah, and the O-rings. Tolerances are great for this device. Nice and tight down here and just loose enough up here. First con, this does not come with a 510 drip tip adapter for the extra chuff cap. Needs to do that. Come on, Geek Vape. 2, this is going to be subjective, but the barrel and chuff cap is made of aluminum. I wish it was made of stainless steel. I'm not a big fan of aluminum. Next con, the Watersport Delrin trip tip that comes with the extra chuff cap. I mean, it fits okay, but it's still loose. Gotta be mentioned. And the fourth and final con that I found for this Peerless RDA, as you guys saw in the close-ups, 2 of the 4 that I mess with, the deck section, the gold plating is flaking. Now, it's flaking just a little bit, and it's only doing it at the base, but that's no no excuse. It's still flaking. It's got to be mentioned. A major con. Now, this being $23.95, am I going to let it slide? Yes and no. When I first saw it, I was like, oh man, there's no way I'd buy this. No way I'd recommend it. But then I vaped on it. I was like, God, this thing is awesome. And then I messed with the builds and I messed with the deck section. I was like, man, how can I not pass this up for $23.95? But once again, that is a major con. And to some of you guys, that's definitely going to be a deal breaker. Again, to me, no, it's not. I'd buy this thing in a heartbeat. Now, if this was like 35, 40 bucks, no, I wouldn't. And Geek Vape, don't slip up. Don't you slack off on your quality control. You guys are rock stars right now. You've worked hard to get where you're at, and don't lose it, because there's other companies that are nipping at you. And if you do shit like this and have gold-plated flaking, they're going to pass your ass in a heartbeat. But yeah, to answer the big question, the big answer today, again, yes, I'd buy this. I think that the deck section is innovative. I love the price point. The price point is what's going to make this thing sell with the innovation on the deck section. And just having that room, you got plenty of room to build on, as you guys saw. The sky's the limit with this deck section. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you found it entertaining and liked it, well, then like the video down below. And if you want to see more of moi, subscribe for more. This is Rip Trippers, and remember, smoking is dead. Vaping is the future, and the future is now.